Well, good morning. Father Fish here. Thought it might be fun this morning to go around and look at fish. Some of the fish in Father Fish's tanks. Just get a sense of what's here and how they're doing and who they are. So coming in the door, let's see. Let's go out to the front door. Coming in the front door, first thing down here are our sheep's head minnows. Now these guys were born last spring in here. It's Cyprinodonus. They are related to the desert pupfish, which is one of the most isolated and rare fish in the hobby. It's endangered almost to the point of extinction. They're being raised in large quantities now in laboratories. We're doing it here. This is not the desert pupfish. This is what's called a sheep's head minnow. It's the same family, same body shape. Coloration's a little different. Pretty little fish. They get absolutely stunning when they're in breeding form. I've got a video, and we'll soon have a second one on my channel showing these guys breeding last spring. So that's the Cyprinodonus. Coming over here, this is Chester. Chester doesn't like me. He likes everybody else, but he doesn't like me. He just ignores me. Except he's learned to cough. I had a period where I was coughing excessively and he picked up the cough. This is a tank, a 55, containing 3 very nice silver scats. They're about 5 inches. Pretty fish. And this is a tank you've seen. If you've been on my channel much, you've seen this a number of times. It's a 40-gallon low that's been set up for just about 20 years. Maybe a little more than 20 years. It currently has a small variety of fish in it. I've got a pair of cockatoides in here, which I'm hoping are going to spawn, and just a few tetras. There's a little buse right up in front. Here's one growing out of the soil and not enjoying himself very much. These are some plants that I got from Lucas here and here. So lily, lots of Vallisneria, corkscrew and the like. And then over here is a cube tank, about a 30-gallon cube that doesn't have much in it. There's one little butterfly in here, and that's about it. Not much. Coming around, this contains turtles. See if we can spot some. I see a few. Right down there. Kind of hiding in the corner. Let's see if we can get them to come out a little bit. There we go. Turtle. That's a yellow belly. Okay, yellow bellies, red bellies, some naps. Soft shell or two. Had a snapper, moved him, he got too big. things like that. So this is the turtle tank. And it's got ferns volunteering, which makes it real pretty. Alright, this is a 500-gallon tank. We've got to back up a little so we can see it. 500-gallon tank that came out of one of my customers' homes. He moved and the new owner didn't want it, and he didn't want to move it up north. So I acquired it and have it for sale. It's a 500-gallon acrylic 1-year-old tank. This is an interesting display. This has all kinds of fossils and other aquatic memorabilia, if you will, including a big ostrich egg and 2 emu eggs. They don't really count, but all kinds of pieces of coral, mounds of shark's teeth. There's some more shark's teeth, lots of shark's teeth. Bones, fossilized bones of all sorts. Skulls, a few, some coral, just lots of stuff, and then more fossils, mostly. It's all fossils. Stuff. This is hermit crabs. A few little hermit crabs in here somewhere. See if we can spot any. They hide below the sand, so they're not super friendly. They're all hiding out. And here we go. These guys are mostly fish that were returned. They got too big for their customers' tanks, and so we gave them store credit and brought them in, and we have them in display tanks. Arowana, shovel nose, clown knife, it's an Oscar, a snook, and a big green several. I'm going to walk you over here on the saltwater side. We haven't done this much, and it's really pretty nice. Here's a mandarin goby scooting around, being a little shy. One of the prettiest of the little, here he goes on his way, of the little gobies. That's a hawkfish, spotted hawkfish. See in the picture? Oh. Can't tell real well. Yeah, I guess it is. There's some coral. Oh, I need to get my viewing box over in the other side. I try to maintain aquatic plants in my saltwater tanks. It helps to keep them balanced. Over here are all kinds of clownfish. Lots of clownfish. These are pretty. Black snow onyx. More clownfish. And this is a monster tank. This is a saltwater beastie containing fish that have been brought in that people just didn't want to tolerate anymore because they were so nasty. And we got a tank full of mean little fish. And here are, this is more clowns. So I wanted to get our view box here and see if we can take a look at some of the corals. If I can do this. These are green zoanthids. Lots of mushrooms. Snails, a couple of hawkfish. Some of the plants I was talking about. So, let's keep moving. It's difficult to see. There's a wrasse hiding in there. Don't remember what kind. This is brine shrimp hatchery, a Daphne hatchery, and I have shrimp in here. Mostly cherry shrimp in this one. And there are quite a lot in here. Not making themselves real visible right now. They're kind of spread out. And then, let's see, let's go up here. Bettas up here. These are all betta cells. And then not much down here. Let's go around. This is some oddball fish. Tell you what, there are a couple here that are really interesting. See if we can find them. This is a siren. It's a salamander. He's about 18 inches. It's a Florida native that I've had for well over a year, maybe close to 2 years. This is shrimp tanks. There's cherry shrimp down here. Lots of cherry shrimp. And then black shrimp in here. They're a little harder to see, and they're not as many. There's one right there, I think. And then over here are some half-black guppies. Just came in recently. They look pretty good. And bettas. Bettas. Lots of bettas. Love bettas. Okay. Next door is our Cichlid monster tank. These are almost all cichlids, South American and African primarily. And you can see it's just a wild and crazy mix. A lot of these are fish that were returned, outgrew their tanks, became terrorists, and were brought in, and we've established a special home for the beasties. There's so much activity in here, there's very little aggression. Just can't get around to see everybody. And then we have, I think I showed yesterday a little bit, rainbows and frontosa. There's a couple of red frontosa in here. The dominant male is a red, so we're going to probably be mixing them up. And this is a grown-out black widow female red. Not great pattern, but has the right genes, so we'll see where we go with that once we start getting babies. These are neat. These are a red point convict that are still small. As they get bigger, they get a lot of red in them. They're really a very pretty fish. It's a little Synspilum viha coming up here, a couple of them. And then there are compressiceps up here, and they all hide in the back. They make it difficult to see. There's one. See if I move the filter, maybe I can get them to scoot a little bit. That's what they do, they scoot. Boom, boom. Racing around, hiding. Tanganyikas, more Tanganyikas. These are Juvenile. And there are a couple of Duboisi in here, a little bigger Duboisi. So we get them to move around. There's the one down in the corner. And we just looked at the red point and the beehives. Let's go around back here. These long tanks are difficult to see into. We keep breeding pairs in them, and I don't remember, there's some Central Americans in the bottom one, Severums, the pair Severum. I don't know what's in the middle one. Maybe nothing. The top one has peacock cichlids, some Victorians, and then there's a tank of Victorians over here. These are mostly juveniles. Let's It's one of the prettiest of the little dwarf cichlids. And she's herding her babies around. She's got about 25 babies. It's in this 20 long with a male, and it's just the two of them and their frog. Some Julies, little guys.
Hello.
Hey Andy, how are you?
I got some content for your video.
Andy just came in.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, you know I'm moving,
Yeah.
and I found out that I had an extra month, probably into April now.
Oh,
right?
good.
So
all right.
at first I said I was going to bring this tank of fish to you, right? And I said I would wait,
Yeah.
and suddenly I started losing fish. So it looks like I'm taking that tank down.
Wow.
So I've got a bucket full of fish here for you, and I'm
Okay. Well, let's take a look. We're talking fish on the video today.
okay.
So
You
that's
have a
perfect.
quarantine tank because I'm losing some.
Yeah, we can put them in here.
Okay.
This middle tank.
All right.
Here's the 55. Let's see what Andy's got.
Nice sized fish, but I'm losing them.
Oh my.
I lost one on the way. I just tossed them.
Okay.
Nice geos, really.
Yeah, let's just dump them in. There should be a net if you want. Oh, that'll work. Maybe.
It's gonna be a little leaky, but we don't care, right?
Might burst. Try it.
I'll let a little water out. Maybe it's draining. And which tank?
Right here in the middle.
All right, let's just get it up. Can I mix the water a little, maybe, and go a little easier on them?
Well, no, you're probably better off just getting them out of there. They're probably oxygen starved.
Yeah, so now it looks like it's a 125, and it looks like it would be
Looks like
good.
a couple of Damaris.
Oh yeah, there's one. Yeah.
There's a dead silver dollar.
Yeah.
Another silver dollar.
Jupari. I think the.
One Millerite.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
maybe a
they're-
Tapajo.
Okay.
It's everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how they do.
Yeah, boy.
Looks like we lost the silver dollar. We'll give him a chance to come back. You never know.
Smaller one or the
Yeah,
big one?
smaller one.
Okay. Yeah.
Bigger one's right here in front.
Yeah.
He looks okay. Everybody's kind of stressed, but they
Yeah.
should be okay in here.
Well, I changed my filter. You know, I was doing a water change, and I used this canister right between my hoses off my sink, and I just changed the insert in there. It's like a two-stage filter with particulates and then carbon.
Yeah.
And I still put the chemical in anyway, right? But it was a substantial water change.
Huh.
And the next thing I know, right, I'm having
The
problems.
crapping. Well,
Yeah.
might not have been enough dechlorinator.
Yeah, the carbon's supposed to take it out though, so that's why I was.
Well, it doesn't take it all out. Okay. I think we're going to put a lid on this for today. There are some more tanks. We haven't covered everything. Let's do the biggie. Tomorrow I have Amazon sword plants coming in, so we're going to be dressing up our angel tank. Showed you that yesterday, and then of course the three sisters and friends. They're going to get a couple of Amazon sword plants as well, some big mother plants. So, there's today with the music in the background that I hope is not copyrighted. We'll find out soon enough. And I'll be back on this afternoon, so I'll see you all in a few hours. Those who catch this in the first couple of hours, thanks for sticking around and looking at some of our fish. Take care now.